Hi friends, so today we will see how to make silicone masks with 3D printed molds. So after designing the 3D model, I have made a hollow object uh, of it using blender. So once we do that, we'll have to cut it in half and print them individually. And once we print the model, we'll have to smooth it out evenly, and after doing that we'll get two molds for that. And we have to make sure that when we create the model, there should be a gap to pour the silicone liquid in it. So once this is done, we just have to align them and try to plaster them using either rubber bands or plaster or threads, anything. And we'll have to use this silicone release spray. We spray it totally inside, and after that's done, we have to take these two parts silicone. These are available easily on Amazon. So we have to take it in equal parts. So we at a time we cannot make the mask with a thick much thickness. So we'll have to make the mask in layers. So mix it in equal portions and apply and pour the liquid inside the mold. So once this is done, once you tape it, you can then just place it upright, pour the silicone liquid in it, and keep trying it, rotating it in all directions so that the silicone would get applied on all the surfaces. And once it's done, let it dry for around 2 to 3 hours, and once that's done, again take a silicone liquid and this time pour it and try to apply it using the brush. So wherever you feel that the thickness is not sufficient, you pour the silicone and you try rubbing it with the brush. If the silicone is too volatile, too less viscous, try adding a thickening agent. So this is a thickening agent. Once you add this to the silicone, it becomes a bit thick like a paste, and then you can use that and apply it using the brush. Now once the brush is dried, you cannot reuse it again. So for an individual mask, it takes around 6 to 7 number of brushes. I have applied around 3 layers for this mask, and that had been sufficient. And once that's done, once you apply the silicone for around 2 to 3 layers, let it dry for around 1 day. Generally it dries for around 2 to 3 hours. So after applying 3 layers, let it dry for around 2 to 3 hours. Try tapping it with your fingers. If it is not sticky, then it means that it has dried. And after that, you slowly remove the silicone from the top. Don't try to pull it vigorously. Just gently try to pull it by placing your finger in between the silicone mask and the mold, and slowly try to remove it. And once that's done, you remove the molds and remove the silicone mask. So remove on one side, then pull the mold and slowly remove it from the other side. So once that's done, you'll have a silicone mask. Now generally the silicone liquid comes in transparent color. It's transparent. Then if you want colors for the mask, you can add these pigments. So when you are mixing the silicone, you add the pigment around, assume that if the silicone is around 100%, you add around 5 to 10% of the pigment. And once you add it, mix it thoroughly and pour the silicone into the mold. You can add multiple pigments, multiple colors based on the layers. But once the silicone is dried, it's very difficult to paint over it. Even if you take another silicone mixture, mix it with the pigment and try painting it, it wouldn't stick to it because the silicone is already dried and it has a smooth texture. No other paints would work that much. I'll have to try out other paints. I have tried oil paints, it did not work out. I have tried acrylic paints, it too did not work out. Maybe next time I will try spray paints and see what it would look like. And once that's done, you will have a silicone mask like this. Now let me just wait and show it to you. And once it's done, you have to cut out the eye pieces and you have to cut out the mouth piece. So in this way, we can create multiple number of molds and many numerous masks, but be sure that you do not. I wasted around one of this bottle because I have thought that the layer thickness was sufficient, and I pulled it, and after pulling it out I felt that the layer were very thin, and once you feel that the layer is very thin, it will tear off when you are trying to wear it. So make sure you apply 3 to 4 layers of silicone, and post that, even before you remove, just check if all the points in the mold has equal or good thickness for the mask, and after verifying that only you have to remove the mask. Otherwise you will have to redo the mask again if there is less thickness. It will tear off. Thank you.